could have fixed the problem that I had yesterday when my stream cut out, but I decided not to. I'm gonna do 3 to 4 missions today, and yeah. I want to check that, but I can't because I would be spoiling it, and also I don't think it shows what mission you're on.
As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. Erusia deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. Osea implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So Erusia decided to sabotage Osea's communications and navigation technology. Erusia couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the Osean transmission and navigation systems. Before Osea even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Erusia and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osea's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own,
Suppose I wiped out every satellite that's up there.
perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain
Might
of
be
command.
wrong, but
The continent that had once
Shocking.
seen wars that were only fought between Osea and Erusia was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osean convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls, too. I told my assistant Masa it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them.
I don't trust you.
I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
Oh, I'm gonna finish the, okay, this will be the last part then.
Erusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Erusia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Erusia's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned, and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Erusian army.
With the capital under our control,
Erusia's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power. HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations. The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatched from the Osean Army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting. I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense. With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt Erusia will be able to mount a regimented counterattack. However, it is likely that Erusia's intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the officer's movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he stays safe. Our victory in Farbanti has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there. Take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft. Objects will initially appear as unknown on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
The question is, for logging on an aircraft or something, you need a satellite. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna use the F-16. I don't use it too much. I prefer to have the assassin. Ew. F-16, you're gonna be an interesting little piece of aircraft. Strike Eagle.
Strider Squadron, you're cleared to taxi.
I think I already said this probably in the first part of doing this series, or not series, but
the unidentified Osean craft. This is Captain Carl of the Osean Army.
I said
Are you here for the
coordinates.
escort? You're not the squadron I was expecting. Are you really friendlies? Over.
This is Longcaster. Airborne warning and control system for the Osean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Captain Carl, they're on our side.
And those two pilots we've heard about must be here too.
Okay, I hope you're right. Longcaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oseans won't shoot us in this confusion.
We'll image process the unknowns caught in your cams to identify friend or foe. The process will be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image.
Meanwhile, we just run if they shoot us, right?
Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire.
War is something I'll never get used to, but tonight has been a total shock. The city under martial law, gunfire and the roar of jets echoing through the streets.
Give me Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich.
I feel like some military person is going to watch this and say, hey, you're supposed to crash once you hit the ground, and be like, it's the game's physics, don't judge.
Military.
Oh, you get
Entering the Anchorhead Bay area. line of sight. Make sure to keep track of your objective.
How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you.
Understood.
Okay, I need to go work with that guy.
Chaffin flares launched. Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route.
What's wrong with drones? Whether you're a patriot or not, you're just too stubborn to change with the times.
It's a Russian.
They are responding aggressively.
General, if they're conservatives, they'll listen to us. The negotiations were a success, Lancaster. They've opened up a path for us. More the merrier. We can't see the tops of the roofs from down here. Be on the lookout for enemy ambushes.
ID'd as Ocean Forces.
Oh, shh.
This is AWACS for the LRSSG.
Our info has been updated. We made it to the Anchorhead Bay area. We're heading along Highway 208 under the bridge. Taking the coastal highway, the next ramp.
All right.
There's a strict curfew, but people gather at bars and other places to learn what's going on.
I'm not gonna lie, flying in third person for me is kind of difficult. Because I got so used to flying in this and this. Flying the cockpit in the secondary version of the cockpit.
Wait. General managed to convince them.
Listen, those that protect General LaFarge are the real patriots. Onward!
Strider 1, don't ice up.
I already am.
There's a vehicle up ahead. It's gonna ask us to pay a toll. Get closer. Find out if it's an enemy vehicle.
We'll go. Let's go. Caution, enemy has locked. We archived all the footage that we've shot when the communication networks come back online.
There's a vehicle blocking
Yeah,
the
these
road.
are enemies.
No response to hail. These radicals.
Target is in range of guns. Signs of the clean warfare at the beginning of this war are now gone.
It's no good. There's still a car on the road. Just to be safe, we better avoid the highway and head for the warehouse district. Lancaster, we're taking a detour. Don't lose us.
Strider 1, General's route has changed. Keep your eyes on his vehicle. Don't let him out of your sight.
Here comes a traitor, Lafarge. This is a wide net they've cast. They really don't want the war to end, do they?
Target the
Where's that vehicle?
They've been set up in all the right places.
Which faction is the head of our organization? We need to know at once. We have some enemies coming up behind us. They're gaining on us. We changed our route, but the enemy's still on us.
Oh, great. Oh, let's go.
Vehicle eliminated. Target destroyed.
This is a message to all of you fighting out there. Ask yourselves, what is best for our country?
Holy. He's in
We're
front of
almost
them
at
now.
landfill number 7. If we can make it through, we'll be in arm's reach of the rendezvous at Kruger Park. Captain Carl, do you have the means to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusia. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines is all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the Radicals, but there was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Melkans. They actually went to war. The performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side. They even manipulated the princess. The Melkan technology advanced UAV research within the Erusian Flight Test Center by at least 10 years. They used the flight data from a former ace pilot to create drone AI, but to us it's no different than magic or alchemy. Airplanes are meant to be flown by human beings. For those of you listening in, am I wrong? We're heading towards Gruner Park. Rendezvous point
Well,
is the helipad on this
depends.
man-made island. We'll ditch the car and take the helicopter from there.
Like, if you know you're gonna lose, if you're definitely gonna lose someone for doing a mission, then best to go with an AI to their flown aircraft, because then you don't have to worry about losing a soldier or pilot, I should say. And the only thing you have to worry about is only losing a piece of aircraft.
An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. Got a bad feeling. Strider 2, Fox 2. I'm hit. Get this guy off my back. Fire on that vehicle.
The VIP is taking fire. His vehicle stopped.
The surprising thing is I don't know how they're not dead.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Try to help us before we get shot. It's not like this is a tank or anything.
Apparently it is, because it should have died many times.
New coordinates are as follows: 263 Tango 4
Again, like I said
199
before,
Delta
physics
Lima.
don't play.
Rescue team says hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Well, yeah, don't they know nowhere is safe?
Ocean forces at landfill number 7. This is AWACS Longcaster.
Generally speaking, the commander.
It's all gone to hell. Even radio chatters about the Civil War. Radio?
Uh-oh, one more place.
We're about to cross Anchor Bridge. There'll be nowhere to hide.
That was something.
Yeah, ever since the previous squadron. I've got it taped, nice and secure.
Watch over the future from the high heavens. An armored vehicle's behind us. It's a vehicle used by the Erusian forces. Take it out!
Trigger, our VIP is in trouble. Clear the way for him.
I can already see.
We're taking fire! Take care of them!
Somebody take out those allied planes behind us.
We're taking fire! We can't hold off! I didn't think we were gonna make it, but you saved us. Thanks.
Oh, that's just kind of disappointing to me. Oh, this thing is not accurate. Uh-oh. That's a problem. I didn't... friendly fire?
We've almost reached the container area. Watch out for enemy ambushes.
Understood. Ship sunk. System failures caused friendly fire incidents among Ocean forces.
Ooh.
Penal units turning on their former allies. Strider 1, missile away.
These things suck.
Miss, target still active.
UAVs are acting strange. Their autonomous mode must be bugged. It's not the drones that are working. It's the small Johnny Foxtrot.
Uh-oh.
Those shills morons went deep thinking this unit was a fight and not just instinct.
Man, those AA guns suck at aiming. Oh.
Take out Eddie in autonomous mode.
We're coming up on a tunnel. We'll need to split up until we reach the exit. There's
Registered.
technology that just in real time. IFF designations for what was an astonishing feat. They used it to make drones that resembled Ocean fighters, and then to assassinate Harling and put the blame on enemy fighters. But in the end, Belgian technology brought chaos to the world.
I can't believe Russia is responsible for Harling's assassination.
You talking politics? That's new.
Can't ignore a story like that, right, Trigger? Got one on my ass.
Unknown aircraft approaching.
Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi. They'll ruin the General's day.
You radicals were so busy developing UAVs, you forgot to develop freedom pilots. You are a disgrace.
It's a Russian military.
The General's a real celebrity. Seems everyone wants to meet him.
Taking fire from a friendly crew.
Missile away. Target destroyed.
Okay, lock quiet. Firing.
Almost became a pancake.
Bandit has a lock.
Damn it. We're outnumbered. There were too many conservatives in the Air Force that
I forgot. Jim was just pretending.
We're taking heavy fire. Concentrate your fire on the combat vehicle. We were nearly done for. I couldn't have asked for better timing.
Thank you.
How'd you last long, Caster? We've been briefed and we're here to help.
We've reached the industrial zone. This should be the new rendezvous point. The coordinates are up ahead. Take out any enemies in the surrounding area.
Officers from countries annexed by Arusha have taken multiple routes and declared independence.
Glad we waited. Don't worry, we won't let anybody through after you.
Almost at the rendezvous. We can rear the others.
Understood.
The radicals truly believe boosting drone productions will make up for our losses. They should be taking responsibility for the capital's fall, but instead they're prolonging the war. That is why proper conservatives like myself are moving to regain control. If all goes well, we should be able to sign a truce with Osea quickly. We've reached the rendezvous point. There's the chopper, too.
Vessel confirmed sunk. Who do we turn to in this darkest hour? We need a beacon of light to show us the way. This is the Arusha News Network.
Okay, let's go. Getting out of here. I've had just about enough of this place. I'd like to offer my thanks to the LRSSG. This should finally bring about a true end to the war.
Understood. Good luck.
See this, flat earthers?
Multiple
It's
unidentified
round.
aircraft approaching.
Uh-oh.
This plane is carrying
Oh.
civilians.
Never mind, it's civilians.
But we do
With
not intend to
finger
engage
signs
in
showing
combat.
its
Please stand down.
quotation marks.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
You know, fun.
Whoa, whoa. There's a girl on board?
He's not lying about carrying civilians.
No. Unless she's a soldier.
I've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but do not attack the civilian liaison.
That's the aircraft your grandmother told me about. Remove the scratches.
There it is. The EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with Belkin technology. They're responsible for leading the military down the wrong path.
Wait, unknown's attacking the girl's plane.
Hold on tight.
Longcaster, permission to engage.
Negative.
What?
They could be Osean fighters. ID them ASAP.
Shit.
That's all we can do.
ID complete. They're Illusion fighters. What the hell is going on?
Stay sharp. Right, I'm shooting him down. Any complaints?
Granted.
Wilco.
Wilco.
Yeah, good work. Strider 1 has killed a bandit.
I prefer you say splashed.
I managed to catch a glimpse of the 3 strikes.
Don't miss. Aim carefully.
Mine.
I know. 15 C1.
Getting in my way.
No good. Shit.
YF-23.
They're in my way.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
I am very much aware.
Strider 1, missile launched.
There are those folks nowhere too well.
Bandit destroyed. Well done.
One more.
Target acquired.
Evading enemy missile.
Nice kill.
Good work. All hostile aircraft eliminated. The liaison is safe. Wait.
The escort fighter is... The drive. They're missing the drive.
What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Liaison escort has a radar lock. They're targeting you guys.
What the
Oh,
hell?
thanks for
We were
coming
just
up in front
helping
of
that.
me.
Erusian aircraft, this is AWACS Longcaster. Do not engage the liaison. Break off now.
Can you hear me on this channel, Ocean craft? Those escort aircraft are drones. They are currently being operated autonomously. They are not being controlled by anyone. They are flying on their own volition.
What?
In that case, we have no choice but to shoot the aircraft down.
Unfortunately, yes.
We did what we could. Weapons free. You are cleared to attack the escort.
Welcome. Understood.
Wilco.
Oops, did not mean to shoot that
Commands
much.
are overridden.
They must be accessing it remotely. Which unit is behind this?
Hey, it's not our fault they won't listen to reason. Why build something like that? Whoever did is the king of all dumbasses.
To build something else entirely.
Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing.
Son of a bitch.
Missile evaded.
No. The escort must have used its remote activation rights to gain more allies. Clever.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
I still target that thing. Why haven't they leveled that as ally?
Missile. Missile.
Hostile has a lock.
Missile.
Target acquired. 5 bandits remaining.
Damn it. They don't have the drive they need.
4 bandits left.
So that's not enough to make it function. There has to be a time when it should not function. But when? They're after the data, aren't they?
3 bandits to go.
Stall warning.
Fox 3. Missile evaded. 2 bandits left. Show them what you got. 1 bandit to go.
Missile.
Strider 1. Missile launched.
Stall warning.
Strider 1, that's what I like to see. Another story to tell my boy.
Understood. All hostiles have been eliminated. Nice. General's helicopter is flying safely outside Anchorhead Bay. All aircraft, RTB, mission complete.
All hostiles, huh?
General, the Ocean aircraft is here to pick us up. The approaching Ocean aircraft.
Losing his army? Elaborate. They stole our sealed orders. It should be a piece of cake.
Were you sent by the General Staff? No, it's liquid as missile! I can't!
There are 3 scratches.
What does that mean?
The tail of that plane.
Thanks for the appreciation.
In order to respond to the attack on the base, Cyclops has scrambled after being on standby. We'll head up too, once our planes are ready. Oh, and Labarth is dead.
What did you say?
Apparently, he was shot down by another Ocean aircraft after he left the area of operations. I mean, I know it was chaos, but still. At any rate, the sealed order operation has come to a close. We have no idea about a plan for going forward.
All we can do for now is watch our own backs.
What's up with the commander?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can hear him crying.
The question is why is he crying? Alright.
The island we went to was supposed to have been secured by the ground forces. They hadn't gotten a handle on things by the time we got there, so now we were stuck in the middle of a half-assed campaign. My job was to get the planes ready for combat, making repairs and handing them over to our troop of cons. Thing is, the enemy still had the hangars. The comms were still down, so none of us knew what the hell was going on. The last transmission I heard before everything went to shit was that some prisoners from an Ocean military penal unit rioted and managed to escape. They stole some jets and now they were flying around, taking out their former allies left and right. I wonder if any units like ours were out here, creeping around. Hearing the Ocean jets firing at each other overhead chipped away at morale. Since the radio was out, it was quiet. I liked it better that way. All I heard was the gunfire. Here we were, walking around carrying rifles. We were pilots, damn it. Friendly fire will probably kill us. You know things are desperate when the guards that used to lock us into solitary are now telling us it's better we all stick together. I guess they think our odds of surviving this war are better that way. After walking for miles across the battlefield, we came across the wreckage of a plane. Passenger, not military. I knew that rose. It was an Erusian liaison plane. The guards' dogs smelled something and took off. They led us to a cliff. And the bodies.
Today, I lost everything. When Osea attacked our capital, my father, a man who was never really suited to being the king, was killed. I was to be flown out of the war zone to safety, but the plane was shot down by rebels. The entire crew was killed in the crash. Soldiers appeared and one shot at me. My dog went after him and shot him to pieces. He was my best friend.
Poor dog.
After all those speeches I gave about working together for peace, I thought everyone felt the same as I did. I'm sure the soldier who shot at me knew I was the Princess of Erusia. He was Erusian too. More soldiers have come. Now, there is no one left to protect me.
Their hands are staying on the foregrips
I'm
really
so
well.
numb. I cannot move.
Looks like M13 or M4.
I watch as one of their dogs approaches. It sniffs mournfully at my dead friend. I wonder if it grieves for him as much as I do. I can barely think. I feel weaker by the minute. I don't know who these soldiers are with, but I managed to take a sip of the water they gave me.
How long have you been here?
Somehow, I muster the courage to answer the woman's question. I tell her I've been there 3 days. They gather around me with grim looks on their faces. What would they do if they knew I was the Erusian princess?
Take you into custody. No.
After searching the cockpit of the plane, the woman who spoke to me before came back to me.
This is an air-to-ground tactical radio. It still works!
I noticed she walked with a limp. She knelt down next to me and asked her companions to give me some food. And then, very softly, she said,
You see, I used to listen to your broadcasts, Your Royal Highness.
Just what did you see here?
I hate monarchs. Well, not monarchs, but a monarchy. It's kind of complicated.
Okay, enough talk.
Like I
Your
can say
opinions have all been
republic.
taken into consideration.
Republic isn't.
Beyond the seizure of Forbanti, which is important, and supporting the Erusian officer. At this point, I just don't know what our strategy is, or what our mission is. Radio communication is still patchy for both the military and civilians, so we're getting zip from Mission Command about our orders. Still, with countless Erusian forces in the area, it's too dangerous for us to stay around here waiting for a miracle. Now, regarding Count's suggestion to think about self-defense, I think we should make a break for Tyler Island. It was a large Osean base before the start of the war. Count says his previous squadron took part in an operation to seize control of the island. It has the only base that will get us to the space elevator without refueling. It's also a transport facility for supply ships that provide drones and ammo for arsenal birds. For the Osean forces that are looking to reclaim the space elevator, those are two great reasons in its favor. If everything went according to plan, the base may already be in Allied hands when we get there.
Kind of wish
Though
they
based
Star
on what
Wars
Count told me
difference
about
Count's
the island
name.
operation, it won't be easy to seize control.
The ground troops have managed to open the bridgehead. The transport route to Osea for supply ships should be available.
So much at stake, I can't imagine Erusia just giving it up without a fight. Things could really have gone bad. Even if there are enemies left, they should be pretty easy to suppress.
Just want to go home, man.
Me too. With that look on your face, Trigger, I know exactly what you want.
If Trigger's ready to kick ass, then so am I.
Damn straight. We're with you, Trigger.
It's decided then. Let's get all the aircraft and haul ass to Tyler Island. Although we can avoid the Arsenal Bird's anti-air network, there's still remnants from the Erusian forces. I want to get to the island without getting into any unnecessary combat. Pick a fast craft and fix it how you want. Pack for a long trip, but remember, if you drag your ass, you'll get left behind.
I kind of wish, like, after you complete the campaign the first time, you can actually hear Trigger's voice, and for the subtitle thing, it shows, but it's like an encrypted voice, so it like goes through many different voices, so it's hidden. And also for the like picture of his face, it just shows a pilot's helmet or like just like a pilot. And then once you complete the Ace difficulty, and you can play the campaign again, you don't hear his voice encrypted, and you actually get to see his face. But like, the only times he speaks is like to the like the Wilco's things and replying to people when they talk to him and stuff. Be cool if that happened. Excuse my yawning. Sorry. I'm gonna go F-35. Sortie.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
This is Tango 2-3, pursued by multiple tanks and APCs. They'll all go down if we don't pull back the landing craft. And what? Abandon Tango 2-3?
Something's not right.
Tango 2-3, we don't have the firepower to assist you. You're on your own. Please, we need help.
Wagtail is on the Ocean landing ship. What's going on? What did you say?
Oh, this looks on.
Prepare for anti-air combat.
This is the AWACS Longcaster. The aircrafts in your area belong to the LRSSG.
No, you're Sunbird.
Allied
What
aircraft.
are you again?
A retreating vehicle is taking fire. Requesting assistance.
Bunting.
Roger.
Got a positive ID.